everybody, I'm Madison. That's DJ Homeschool. What are we going to talk about today? Another one of my things, because I'm awesome. We're going to talk about the Microsoft Surface. Everybody in? Everybody want to hang out with us? Most people do. Well, guess what? You're stuck with us, so hang with us. We're going to give you more of a everyday view rather than a lot of statistics about it.
How long have you been using your Microsoft Surface?
About a year.
Why did you want to buy it?
I wanted it because I got an athletic training job, needed something that was slim and small. I had a MacBook Pro. It was very large and very bulky. It was an older one, around a what, 2011? Yeah, so it's old.
2011.
And so it was really hard to take around. I had to be able to do my notes, my medical documentation on the go, so it wasn't very convenient. So we got this Microsoft Surface because it's a lot smaller and it fits in my backpack very well, and it's very small and slim.
See, I'm the type of person that doesn't care about how big my laptop is. I just want it to have the most performance possible. So, like, how does this perform since it's so small?
So it performs really quickly. It switches from website to website very quickly. It goes from app to app very quickly. When I use my pen, which we'll talk about a little later, it detects that very quickly, and I can write on, like, it's called Whiteboard. Well, I downloaded Word, and it works very quickly. And there's no lag connecting to the keyboard and the screen, which is notable, I think, sometimes with the Apple, that it's known to kind of have a lag between the connecting keyboard and the tablet portion of the tablet.
What were your options when you were looking to buy a computer?
Obviously a newer Apple, the Microsoft Surface, or was it a Asus?
Like an Asus laptop?
Yeah, and then there was another one.
Well, there's tons of them.
I know, but there was one more that we were
when you say
about.
a new Apple, a laptop from Apple or an iPad from Apple?
Like that iPad with the keyboard. I definitely wanted something detachable because it's good to use the tablet because it uses video and you can unhook it, which allows you to take videos of your, like my athletes, in critique form. So that's a lot easier. One downside though is compared to the Apple, the camera quality isn't great. It's kind of blurry. I'm hoping that when they make a newer one that the camera quality will go up on that.
Like a webcam quality, like on a normal laptop. It's not like a cell phone camera quality.
Not at all.
All right, this is the front-facing camera on the Surface Pro 7. It's honestly a very good webcam. As good as webcams could be. All right, this is the rear-facing camera on the Surface Pro 7, and honestly, it's a really good webcam, but it's not a very good camera compared to, like, an iPad. Doesn't it have, like, facial recognition? It can do all that with the camera?
Yes, so one thing is when you turn it on, instead of having to type in a password every time, you can just look at the camera. Now, obviously, with the masks and everything, it's not as convenient. You have to pull your mask down for it to recognize you. If you can't use the facial recognition, then you can always type in your code too, but that's pretty cool because it's quick and fast.
Does it have fingerprint ID since it has facial recognition?
No, it doesn't have any type of fingerprint anything. That would be cool.
Maybe on a different model or something they could add a fingerprint reader. Would you even want a fingerprint reader on something like this?
No, to be honest with you. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
How is it connecting it to other devices, thumb drives, other pieces of equipment that you use every day? Is there any pieces of equipment at your job that you're always like, oh man, I wish I had this kind of port on my computer?
I haven't necessarily say there's a port that I don't have that I wish I had, because it has regular USB, like you plug a thumb drive in, and a
like
USB-C.
A Type A?
Yeah, Type A, sorry.
Type A port, and it has a Type C port?
Yeah.
Can you charge over the Type C port? Like, does the Surface charge over this C
No,
port?
it's got its own charging cord, and it goes here, but it will not charge if you plug it into one of these two.
Oh, so you have to buy a special charger just for the Surface?
Well, it comes with it.
Comes with one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. But it's not like a normal, like, D-type plug.
No, it's its own thing. I will say it does lack ports, so if you want to plug in multiple things, it does get to be a challenge. So that's why we bought this. And this allows you to plug it into the Type-C port, and it gives you 2 Type-A's and a HDMI and a PD port.
Power delivery port.
Power delivery port.
So that's a Type-C, but this is meant to charge over Type-C, but since this Surface doesn't charge over there, you can only use it for data.
Right. So this is always nice. When I go to like scan stuff or I want to show it like on the TV and stuff, I always use this because it's got multiple ports and it's got the HDMI port.
Does it at least have a headphone jack?
Yes. It does. Over here.
Sweet. Okay. So it gets points for having a headphone jack.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's always a pain when you don't have a headphone jack, especially in my job when you are at practice and you're trying to get stuff done, but you don't want it to be really loud because you don't want to distract the athletes at practice. Coach won't appreciate that.
When you're at practice, you do a lot of practices outdoors, right?
Yep.
In the daylight. How's the screen brightness?
I will say if you turn the screen brightness all the way up, it's not bad. You do need a little bit of shade to really be able to see it, but you can see it when you're sitting outside at football practice. It's a lot harder and you gotta squint.
It's got a really glossy screen. It's not like a matte screen, so it reflects a lot of like glares from the sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also very smudgy because it's a touch screen, so you're
Oh yeah.
using it like
haven't cleaned it in a minute, so it does have some fingerprints because it is a touch screen, which I love, by the way, just because I can be sitting there and doing something and I can like hit the search, type here and do a search and hit forward and backward when I'm on the internet. I love the touch screen.
How durable would you say it is? Because it's like made out of plastic, right?
It's not made out of plastic. It's a tinish like plastic.
Aluminum?
Yeah.
Like a thin aluminum?
Yes, that's what I would say. It's very durable. During the state tournament, they were practicing and it was sitting on the counter and I had went to do a treatment with somebody and when I came back it was on the floor. They didn't do it on purpose, but a basketball had taken it out and it lived. No scratches, no dents, nothing. And it was before I even got a case. It was just like this. So I'd say it's pretty durable.
Okay. So how's the virus protection? Like with an iPad, with Apple, you never have to worry about viruses ever because, you know, that's something they brag about. Have you ever gotten a virus on this?
I've never gotten a virus, but I couldn't say I've been anywhere where I would get a virus. I use a lot of like UCA websites for school and then like Dragonfly, which you don't have an issue with that. That's like a .org and stuff like that. So I don't really go to many websites where I feel like I'm at risk of a virus, but I do feel more vulnerable about getting a virus, and I think that's why I'm more careful about it.
Okay. And you said you work at a school, so technically you're on school Wi-Fi, which is preventing you from going to any sketchy websites and downloading movies and all that.
Yeah,
so
they have all that blocked, so it's not you can get into it anyway.
So it's not like you really have to worry about viruses, but
personally, I don't know.
You're just a little more careful because, you know, you're not on a Apple computer, so you're not going to those sketchy websites. Well, and
in the past computers that I've had that has Windows 10 and stuff, they've gotten viruses, and I think that's why.
So what type of accessories work well with this? You had the keyboard. You talked about that. It just clips on. Yeah,
it just clips on.
Do you have like a stylus that...
Oh, flip it over. Yeah, it just clicks. And it's there.
Okay, so that just like magnets on.
Yeah.
Do you have a stylus that magnets on, like the iPad?
Yes. So this doesn't come with it when you buy the computer, but you can buy a stylus. It looks like this. It looks like a pen. I really like it. You know how like sometimes with a mouse you have to plug in like in the port for it to connect?
Okay.
Like the USB, you click it in. This, you don't need any of that. Like it just automatically connects, and it literally connected in minutes. I literally hit this button on the top. I don't want to hit it because that'll mess it up. And it connects, and then you can draw with it, but it sticks on this side like that.
Oh, that's cool.
So you won't lose it, and it stays there for when you need it, and it's very helpful. You can only obviously use this on the touchscreen. If you're typing and all that, it doesn't have much use. But if you're like drawing or making notes or something like that, it's useful.
How's the mouse that comes with this?
It doesn't come with a mouse.
Oh?
obviously it's a laptop, so it just has, the trackpad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but you can buy a mouse. This is one version of the mouse. I like the blue, and I like to stick with the blue color, so that's why it's blue. But this is also really easy. You just hit this little Bluetooth button, and it connects it right away, and you don't have to reconnect it every time you turn your computer on. It pretty much stays connected all the time, and you don't turn it off and on. It kind of detects when your computer's off, and so it just kind of turns off. I really like it. It's thin, little, very convenient, good click buttons. And good scrolls, really smooth. Sometimes you know how it's choppy.
Like it has a click wheel.
Yeah, and this is not like that. It's got a good wheel. You can also get another type of mouse, and we have one. Actually, it's right here. So this is the other type of mouse you can get. It's a little fancier, more expensive. It's even thinner, as you can see, but it tilts.
So this is a normal mouse.
This is the fancier one that's more expensive.
Huh, that's cool.
So that's kind of cool. It's comfortable. I haven't used it yet, actually. I've never put batteries in it.
Speaking of batteries, how long does this Surface last?
I can make the Surface last about 2 days.
Oh, that's really
I'll
good.
probably use it like 2 hours at a time, and there's probably about an hour break or 2 hour break, and then I'll use it again for another 2 or 3 hours, and then maybe again another hour in the day. But I can usually make it last quite a few days.
Sounds like about 7 hours of screen on time per day, and you say 2 days, so that's 14 hours of battery life.
It's very good battery. I love it.
Wow.
I can pretty much charge it at night and take it to work and not have to bring my charger.
Wow. You're confident with not bringing your charger to work with you?
I mean, I do it all the time.
Even though I bought you those extra chargers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really good battery life then. So overall, you say it's snappy, it's got good battery life, it's a good form factor, it fits well.
Yeah.
Okay, so it has all these good attributes to it, and you've really bragged on how good it is. What are some things you wish it had better?
More ports, but obviously I have the adapter, but that's a pain because you always have to put it in your backpack too and remember it. But the camera quality is, I mean, kind of pretty bad. But other than those two things, I'm very happy with it. Obviously, you have to keep the attachment port for the keyboard to the computer clean. Sometimes it'll cause a little lag if it gets some dust in it, but I really haven't had that problem except for once, and I just blew it out and it was fine with that computer dust stuff.
Yeah, the compressed air.
Other than that, it works great and I love it.
What are your favorite features then overall on this?
I'd say my favorite is the tablet part, being able to attach it and reattach it and then type. The facial recognition is cool because sometimes you can either, like, you know how you have passwords or whatever, like on Facebook? Sometimes like it saves those, and sometimes I don't know exactly how to do it, but I think you can change it to where it's like the facial recognition, but I'm not 100% sure.
Huh.
And then obviously this thin slimness because it fits in my bag with all my other notes and all that stuff very well, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. And the battery life. Those are probably the main things.
Okay, so this actually sounds like it did pretty well for you, even though it's extraordinarily expensive. Wasn't it like thousands of dollars?
It was $1,200.
$1,200? Oh,
I think
that's actually cheaper than most MacBooks.
And I think we got it on sale, so it was like $8.99 or something like that. We got it during, I think, a Black Friday sale, so it was a little cheaper.
Wow, that's cheaper than an iPad.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh.
And originally I was gonna get an iPad, but I found this and it was a lot better.
Didn't you decide on this because there was a piece of software that didn't work on iPads?
I believe so.
Something that
the Dragonfly I don't think would download.
And that's
but I had
something
to
you
have it
needed
work.
for work. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a few things on Apple's side where they don't try and be compatible with productivity. So Apple's more of like for fun, whereas
I like this better for productivity.
Yeah.
It's more compatible with Blackboard too for like getting my masters and stuff.
Gotcha. So you would say that Windows 10 is better for people that want to get work done.
Yeah, just because there's just so many stipulations, because you know how you download something, not specifically maybe like Blackboard, but anything, and it's always like, it's not supported by Safari. So you gotta download like Google Chrome and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, you could not use it on your Apple. It's just sometimes things are supported by Safari more or less, more than you can't use it on your Apple device.
I see. Was it worth it?
Yeah. And I think I'll be able to use it from years to come for sure.
Would you buy the next model?
Yes.
You would?
Mm-hmm.
If it had a better camera?
Yes.
You'd upgrade, sell
I'd
this one?
still, yeah, for sure. If it had a better camera, I would buy the updated version.
I think it's pretty cool that you have a camera on your computer. Whereas, like, most people think about, I have a camera on my phone, my computer doesn't have a camera. I think it's cool that with the Microsoft Surface, you have a camera on your computer, so it's kind of bridging that gap between a mobile device and a desktop experience.
I think it's because it's got the camera on the back. That's what make it different. Because, you know, like the MacBooks, they have the front camera.
Yeah, like
so it's
the
more
web
because
camera.
it has the back camera more than anything that makes it
More convenient
different.
because you can actually film something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I like it. I've been really impressed by it. I really thought it would kind of be crap, but it's actually been a pretty banging PC, and I've been impressed.
Yeah, for sure. Peace out, Girl Scouts. I'm Madison. That's Will. We're kind of crazy, but here we are.
That's true.